Good.
Yeah, we great. Um, yeah, man, how you feeling today, man?
All is well.
All the way. You feeling nervous?
A little bit.
Hey, man, that's part of it, man. When we play football, did we get nervous?
Oh yeah, all the
Yeah, that's
time.
part. That doesn't mean you're present. And I'm wrong with being nervous, but what I do is I tell my subconscious mind, why am I nervous? Why am I nervous? So we bring this in here, man. Tell me about your day, brother. How you feeling, man?
I feel good. I'm a little tired. Worked overnight, so
Uh huh.
I ain't get too much rest. I'm working on that. I'm in the process of trying to get my biological clock back the way it's supposed to be, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a work in progress.
That's what's up. Um, I understand that sleep deprivation, boy. I mean, we should work for RPS at nighttime. You know,
You
got
remember
that
that?
knock
Huh?
out with the mosquito. Don't think
Yeah.
it be going cool to see, boy. Right on that test,
Yeah.
boy. That was so. I respect anybody that work overnight. Anybody that does manual labor. I give y'all every
Yeah.
salute, my brother. Um, yeah, man. The reason why we here today, this is called the truth behind your smile. A lot of times we smiling, but on the inside we suffering, we feeling traumatized, we feeling left out, we feeling isolated. Even been plenty of times I've been in a room full of people and I still feel alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in the
Yeah.
bed and God is holding me and I still feel alone and by myself. So I'm like, whoa, it helped me understand that nothing inside me could save me. Nothing outside of me could save me. Only I could save me from the inside out.
Mm.
How does that sound to you, my brother?
That sounds about right because I felt the same way many a time. I can be somewhere and just I don't know, just don't feel like you really fit in
Mm-hmm.
and kind of just want to just I don't know, just leave the situation, just want to get away, just want to be by myself.
Yeah.
And sometimes being by yourself is a good thing
Of course it
because
is.
I love being by myself.
Who said it wasn't a good thing? Based on who and based on what?
Wow.
Where do we get that from? You know? We gotta stop holding on to these lower vibration lower vibration thoughts and conversations people suggesting to us that we should be having and it's not for us to have, brother. It's for us to live free and be free.
So
Honestly.
it's learned ideals,
It's almost like it
ideologies.
was passed down. Oh, it's a dogma, meaning whoever raised us felt like that's what it was. So like a dogma, like they made it and they implemented
Yeah,
it
yeah,
like a dogma. We're trying to make sure we live here, brother, because I know last time we had
yeah. We don't
yeah,
want to
no
go through
doubt.
that no more.
No doubt. We got a countdown. They say we live. I'm trying to find myself on here. I can't quite I did it earlier today by mistake. Ain't that something?
Well,
Somebody like the video. Okay, we are live. There we go.
okay.
That's that's Facebook. Okay, cool. Where?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, I should be live on here as well. So that's dope. We this work with us, y'all. Hey, this one thing about me, I don't mind being vulnerable. I don't edit my shit. I don't try to be perfect because I don't strive for perfection. There we go. I strive to continuously grow to be closer to myself. Every day is a progression to get close. Evolution, slowly evolving till I get one. It's not a revolution. Revolution is it's quick. It's over. It's an
mm,
evolution, slowly evolving to get to my higher self. So it's an inch a day, and each day I show up, I'm gonna be a different best that I can be. You feel
okay.
what I'm saying?
I can go for that.
All right, that's what's up. Okay, brother, okay. This week we live for real. We live for real. Let me ask you a question. What's great with you today, man? Where your energy at? And energy just means energy is emotions move. Energy is motion, emotions moving. Energy. How are your emotions moving? And today, oh, man, I have the God, the guru. They'll know he a guru. The shaman, and a shaman is a madman who heals themselves. I want you to understand that. Everybody that is a healer has healed themselves. A lot of y'all never had the privilege to have intimate time with Quincy to see how intelligent he is, man. So I think it was an honorable for me to have my first official guest on the truth behind your smile. no other than Quincy Denard Jones. Holla at the people, God.
What's up, people? How y'all doing?
Mm-hmm. Man. This is our second take because last time I tried to do with the new shout out to Panther, he helped me understand this software to help be my own producer. Appreciate you, my brother. Oh, without further ado, man, let's go ahead and dig in. We trying to stick a
Yeah,
slip and
let's
shake
go.
in
Let's
them,
go. Let's
hit that
go.
hard button, make sure she don't come back. You feel me?
Okay.
Yeah. So, what type of relationship do you have with yourself? What type of relationship?
It's funny because
Hmm.
we never. I think. Well, I'm gonna keep this personal.
Mm-hmm.
I never really looked at it as if I'm having a relationship with me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of foreign.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I think about it, the
Check your
more
mic.
I
Hold on. Keep
understand.
going.
Oh, okay. The more I think about it, the more I kind of want to have
Keep going.
a positive relationship with myself. Because guess what? I mean, if you have a positive relationship with yourself, you have a good relationship with yourself, obviously, you're going to have a good relationship with other people.
Start with self.
But on the flip side of that, we never really think about it. And it was times when I'm like, well, how do I treat myself? How do I
Mm-hmm.
speak to myself? It
Mm-hmm.
was always kind of in like negative connotations. You know, I'm like, damn, man, you stupid as hell, man. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
fuck, why you did that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we got
Right,
to
right.
kind of, I just want to kind of learn to get out of that and learn to really just treat me like I want to be treated.
Mm-hmm. I respect that 1,000%. And yes, and with that is we have to paint the picture to show people how to treat us based on how we treat ourselves. So if I'm smoking too much marijuana, I'm having too much sex, I'm indulging whatever my weakness is at the time. I'm showing people how to treat me.
Mm.
If I'm showing people I don't give a fuck about me, so why would somebody give a fuck about me? You can't, no, real shit.
No, you're
That's what
right.
we
You're
here
right.
for.
You're right.
If I'm running this bitch robbing and driving all fast and no, I'm suicidal. I don't recognize. Like I'm ready to die, but I ain't gonna pull a trigger and blow my own brains out. But if you kill
Right.
me, that's what's up. So they make it think we fearless. No, motherfucker, I'm just ready to lead this bitch. But I ain't gonna do myself.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me, relationship I have with myself is loving now. Cause I had a Glock 40 to my head when I pulled
Mm.
the trigger in Cold Springs. At the time I'm in the streets, I got 3 cars, I got plenty of check, I got plenty of money. Everything I thought I wanted, I had, bro. But I ain't have my internal bliss. I didn't have a connection with my source. I didn't have a relationship with myself. My relationship was very materialistic. If I get this, I'll be happy. If I get that, I'll be happy. I get this. No, I ain't had that, man.
So you had that void.
Yeah, a 1,000%.
So what made you come to the conclusion that you needed to look inward?
When that voice asked me a question when I had that Glock 40 to my head,
Mm.
you ain't hungry? Right, you heard I said, you ain't hungry? I'm like, no, I kind of am hungry. But as I'm fixing my food, I'm like, oh shit, like what was that? That just asked me a question. I'm not by myself.
Mm.
That what got me on my journey. My experience with having that inner voice speak to me inside my head. That's what got me here. Okay, mention my mic on. You green light.
Okay.
See, this is why we have producers, but that's why it's grassroots. Like when you start doing whatever you do, the lawn service, you start with one lawnmower, get you a couple of yards, then you get two
Yeah.
lawnmowers for you
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
thing, man. So I'm showing people you gotta be perfect.
Touch and go.
Yeah, man. Like, hey, we playing man coverage, baby. Zone.
Okay.
We 10 years like man. Hey,
Man, I tell
you know
you.
what I'm saying? Getting back to that, our youthism. You know what I'm saying? Our youthism is still there, but we put it to the side trying to be. We got a mask on of being grown. How that rhyme? We got a mask on of being grown. So when I'm grown, I got responsibilities. I ain't got time to hang out with my dogs and have that association, have that conversation, have that male bonding.
You feel what I'm saying? That's so important. And if I can't bond with me, how am I bond with you? So now that we're older, the way I bond myself is I sit and meditate and see how often my mind switch to this, and switch to that. Like, okay, wow, how could I allow that to rule me?
So you learning yourself all over again.
1,000 every day. Every day I wake up. Like most time every day, I used to wake up. I have a dollar amount I want to make every day. Now every day I wake up, I want to get closer to my divine self. I'm a spiritual being having an earthly experience. I need to get closer and closer to my spirit. That I need to do. So every day I wake up, I want to do something that's gonna help me get closer to my spirit.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying? So it depends on what you want to get closer to. If you want to get closer to being a better you, every morning you wake up. I'm not saying money ain't important. Don't get that shit twisted. Cause that'll keep you lights on to borrow this new shit.
Okay. Absolutely.
I'm saying that, but realistically, it's not my God. You know, over here, God stands for government, oil, and drugs. God, that's they God. You feel me?
Yeah.
My God is inside. Before we came all the material stuff, we was super happy when they found us, when they brought us over here. We was cool with ourselves. Now we're a triangle trying to put ourselves in a box and we wonder why we fit out because we ain't supposed to be here. There's nothing in nature that's a box. You got some diamonds, but ain't no boxes.
Okay.
So when you reestablish, when you transform, you can't change nothing. You want to transform. I mean, add something new to yourself. You want to resurrect and bring it back to the forefront. You want to transform yourself through resurrection. How you resurrect yourself? You got to die to the ego, and you got to allow your spiritual self to show more. Stop thinking we're human having a spiritual experience, but we're a spirit having a human experience. We got to look at ourselves from the inside out. Because once that spirit leaves, what you got?
Nothing.
A vacant vehicle, boy.
Yeah, you empty.
Yeah, the same as that thing. So that was my experience. Because you actually, cause I probably interviewing you, you interviewing me.
Wow.
That's wonderful though. But people don't see that side of you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is a conversation we normally have over the phone, but
Right.
now we the
Yeah.
only thing we're
Yeah.
doing
We
now
do.
we just got it on camera, and now we just documenting what's going on. So keep it flowing, and it's cool to be nervous, man. There's nothing you can't
Yeah,
say.
because I'm definitely
Yeah,
nervous. I
that's
mean, I ain't.
fine. But what you nervous for though? About what? You nervous about being judged? What they gonna think? What they gonna do?
I mean, yeah, kind of, sort of.
That's fine.
Just being in front of people. I mean, virtually, but I guess,
You never know who you can help though.
yeah. I
Cause you
mean,
never know. It might be somebody scrolling through and see us talking about suicide, not pulling that trigger and go make a sandwich.
because it's weird because I was there. I was there a couple of times, and
What stops you?
the funny part about it was
The funny part about it.
I was in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I was standing at a friend of mine's house for a little while, and I had my pistol,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going through stuff with my ex-wife, and I couldn't see my kids, and it was just, it seemed like everything was going the opposite of the way I wanted it to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it just got to a point I was like, man, I don't really want to be here. I
Uh-huh.
don't like it here. Nothing's going right. So what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm sitting there and I'm playing with this gun,
Mm-hmm.
and literally, just like you, I'm holding this thing to my head, and it was more so like, if I do it, what then?
Mm.
And then it was like, kind of like, I want to do it, but then I don't want to do
I want to put my hat on too. All right, we can throw it together.
it. Okay.
All right.
So I
Give
mean,
me
it's
five,
just,
big dog, on the melanated side.
there we go, there we
There it
go.
is.
I mean, it's just like,
Thugger, thugger.
I think one thing that kind of, I think we kind of been kind of drawing together because we've kind of
Who are
been through the
we?
same, me and you,
Okay.
we've been through some of the same experiences. I mean, and then we pretty much, like, we've been friends for a long time, and
Brothers.
yeah,
Yeah.
more so than
You spend night
anything.
at my house, you my brother.
That
Me and
plenty of
my mama
nights,
don't fed you, you my brother.
yeah. So I mean, it's just, man, it's been a long road because I was not happy for a long time, and
Hold on,
honestly,
let's pause for a second because you almost breeze over that. You had the gun to your head, right?
Yeah.
And you said, if I kill myself, you said, what's next?
Then what?
So that's so beautiful because you know what you did? You played the whole scenario out. When you play the whole scenario out, you get to see the front, the middle, and the back end of it. It's how
Mm.
genius that is. Like if I kill myself, now what? You ain't just trying because so you're not trying to run from the moment. You trying to run from the feeling.
Yeah.
Cause if you're trying to run from the moment, you just pull the trigger. You thought, what's gonna happen next? What kind? What kind of mind think about it? If I kill myself, what gonna happen? Besides, because both of us are Virgos, so don't get that
Yeah.
twisted.
Yeah.
So I'm just giving you. If you know about zodiac signs, you know Virgos are so deep, but also at the same time too, we beat ourselves up intellectually. But when we get something, we get it. You feel me? So don't get that twisted. September 11th,
September 3rd.
the third. Whose birthday? Oh, okay, got you. Well, 1 and 1 and 3, so that makes sense what I
Okay.
got you. So September 3rd, I'm September 15th. That's what it is. We just passed Virgo season, opposite of Pisces. So you know, Pisces is very chaotic, unorderly. That's the other side of us. It's a opposition. You feel me? Like you got a Virgo here and the Pisces here.
Yeah.
They opposition. So we got two sides to a coin. If I give you a coin, got two heads on, you like, man, what the fuck is this? You got an opposition, which is the other side.
Now you know what's weird about that?
I'm listening.
My mother, my father, and my oldest brother were Pisces.
The opposition to you. So a lot of times y'all might get along because y'all had different mannerisms.
Oh, we all bump heads.
Like we orderly and they unorderly.
Yeah.
So we got harmony and they got chaos. So we gonna bump head. But the thing about it is there are aspects of you that's your so-called shadow side, the part of you that you haven't put light of awareness on.
Mm.
You had a blessing to see your Pisces play out in three people that you love dearly. Cause you love them to death, but this thing about it, don't get it twisted. Love ain't really shit. Love ain't enough. You feel what I'm saying? Because love is overrated.
Why you say that?
Because you loved your brother and your dad and your sister and your mama, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't get on your nerves.
All
Somebody
the
made
time.
you mad as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you love them so much, why that still happen? That's why I say love ain't enough. Love is like a ingredient we put in other shit. So we got love without respect, then it's kind of bland. Then you got love with compassion, love with understanding. Love by itself, that shit's like one seasoning, bro. Because you love somebody, that's not enough. You need more than just love.
So what do you add to love?
I'm gonna say it again. You first you got love, then you gonna add some respect to it. That's another season. Like
Uh-huh.
you cooking. So
Okay.
when you cook your spaghetti, you put one seasoning in there.
No.
How many seasons you put in there? But love. Let's say if love was a seasoning, would you put the one ingredient of love in there, or you put other things to go along with it
Oh,
to
okay. I get what
complement
you're
it?
saying. Okay. Okay.
You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So all it does is complement because we're so fooled by love. We was enslaved by so-called love and hate. You feel what I'm saying? Make sense? Cause see, I'm loving what you got, so now I'm gonna hate on you and make sure I see you as a slave, or I capture you, or I do something to you, and I sell you off. That's a love. 'Cause I love your
Mm.
money. I love
Yeah.
your finances.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Once again, we was given what the definition of love is supposed to be by the people who captured us, who prisoned us. They gave us love. Who raised us. They gave us a conditional love.
No, I get it. I'm laughing because I was looking at one of your videos one time. You was talking about love,
Hmm.
and it was crazy because I literally watched it over and over again because
Go ahead, I'm listening.
your exact words was, "No, I don't want you to love me. Fuck you
Hmm.
and your love."
Yeah,
And I was like, "What?"
yeah.
And
Love like roots pimping. Okay, we getting hits now. That's what's up.
it was just a good thing, man. Because no, I mean, yeah, that had me rolling.
Yeah.
But it was so blunt. You never hear things like that, and sometimes that's how I used to be. I still am at times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be extremely blunt.
Mm-hmm.
Period. I'm gonna say what I feel and pretty much say what the hell I want to say when I want to say it. But now I'm getting to a point where I realize, come on, you got to kind of tone it down. So
You wising up. That would sound like. Talking about
yeah,
getting
I
to a
mean,
point.
we got
Okay, what point are you getting to? You say you getting to a point. Use your brain. What point you getting to? Cause we get to what point? Like let's be specific. What point you getting to that help that assist you with that?
I mean, it's just to a point now where you realize what works and what don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't be super brash and think
T, what's up,
everybody
baby?
gonna accept that shit.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Cause don't nobody want to hear the bullshit all the time. Don't nobody hear me want to be cussing and fussing
Mm-hmm.
and talking shit and being bold and brash. Who want to hear that? I don't. Not from nobody else.
Oh man.
So, you know, sometimes you just gotta understand, like, look, you gotta tone it down and people receive you better when you act better, when you speak better.
1,000%.
So, you know,
Man, we
that's
got
kind
we
of where
we
I'm at.
we got some clapback. We on there with T.J. Thomas Jackson. He said anyone that said they love me was the first one to leave.
Mm,
Cause once again, we got conditioned love. I love you if you can pay my bills. I love you can give me that dick for 4 or 5 hours. I love you if you can take me. I love you if you can pay my rent. But if you can't, you ain't shit. Fuck you, pussy nigga. Like, hold on, wait. I just
yeah, yeah.
whoa.
It's
You feel what I'm
always
saying?
it's always conditions attached to
But you gotta look at it for a relationship we had with our parents. They gave us conditional love. Then we gave ourselves conditional love. Then we give our conditional love. Cause only time we might love ourselves when I got a pocket full of money.
it. Mm,
Dang, okay, if I ain't got a pocket full of money, guess what? Man, you ain't shit, nigga. You on your ass, you on your life in park now. Then people around you, they ain't gonna come. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah.
All right, dog. I hit. Let's go hang out. If we gonna hang out, if I'm gonna give you something, put in your pocket before we go hang out. So you ain't gotta come to me for nothing.
Right.
And whenever I'm around somebody, and I never want nobody to feel how I feel, like I'm less than or I ain't got. Nobody never know I felt that way because I'm always what
Yeah,
smiling.
yeah,
That's why I
yeah.
call truth behind the smile, man. But while I'm smiling, I'm thinking, man, I'll fuck you up, man. You feel
Hey,
me?
but you know the weird part about that is I kind of always noticed that about you.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side of that, I was always one where I wore my emotion on my sleeve.
Of course,
If
boy.
I'm pissed off, I'm gonna let everybody know I'm pissed off.
And what did that get you?
Not no doubt. Nowhere.
How did that work out for
It
you?
didn't work out well at all. It's, okay, you mad? Well, you gonna stay mad. And really, we don't give a damn.
Okay, so that's side A, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, my bad. That's side B.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that because the best part about it is you experience and learn what you didn't want. So now you can focus on what you do want. That's why you say I used to do the now I know I got to a point where because you realize it no longer work for you no more. Now let me try a different perspective. Here go the Virgo kick in. Let me try different because we always analyzing. Sometimes we
Mm,
overanalyze.
yeah,
And
yeah.
my grandfather's favorite quote was always tell me, Rude, analyze situation and make the proper adjustment. Analyze. He didn't
That
say
that
judge.
made sense.
Analyze the situation. I'm always sitting back thinking like, what? First, now I'm thinking before like, this motherfucker gonna try me. I'm gonna go. I'm show you what's happening. Nah, instead of me calling people out, I call people in. I call my in to me like, what did I do in this situation to make him do that? What did I
Mm.
do? Like, did I throw a rock and hide my hand, or did I throw a brick and hide my hand? What's my part of the situation? I can't point the victim. Just keep going on. I got the responsibility for my shit.
But see, that's what you know what that does. It forces you to take accountability, and I think a lot of us don't take accountability for our actions. Me as well at times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, my thing is, I think that's a big thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that we need to be accountable of what we do.
Yes,
Accountable
we
for
do.
our actions, accountable for our words,
Yes,
accountable
we
for our
do.
works, whatever. I mean, that's what we need to do. We need
Uh,
to start off and focus on us first. Once you take ownership, that's exactly what you're doing. You owning
owning,
every situation.
owning your shit,
Yeah.
owning shit. Um, hmm. Let's get some feedback from the audience. We got somebody live in action. I was always overthinking shit, no matter how big or small.
Mm.
That's called building a mountain out of molehill. How? Because listen. This the third person that right now that's actually on our show because what he's saying makes so much sense.
Yeah.
This is the thing about it. It's a 90-10 rule. 10% of the situation, the other 90 is how you perceive it. If I'm coming from a hurt or wounded place, whatever happened to me, I'm a overthink that in a lower vibration. Let something good happen to you. Don't you overthink that too, but it make you feel so much better about it.
Yeah.
So we got the right tools to use, but you got the wrong substance we using. You feel what I'm saying? So if something happened, big or small, I'm gonna go ask that person, hey man, can I talk to you about something? So that way I can draw a blank and let you fill in the rest of it. I ain't gotta assume what you're saying, because if I'm hurt and traumatized, me assuming something, I might come right up on you and give you something you don't want because the way
Right,
I
right,
perceive
right,
it.
right.
But now growing like quill, let me holler at you about something, man. This what's on my heart. Blah 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 blah. Now we can do that, and the consequence is you can throw a punch. I don't know because I don't know how you're gonna receive it, but I gotta get the pressure off my chest.
Right.
I'm coming like a man. And I holler at you, homie. Now depends on your level of spirituality, how and where I'm gonna do it. If I need to holler at you, I might have a mentor in the middle because I ain't trying to put my hands on nobody.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? The reason why, because I ain't scared for you. I'm scared what I'm gonna do to you.
Right,
And
right,
it's
right.
so easy to put my hand on somebody, and now I got a charge. Now I call him all the lawyer fee money. You follow me? So I ain't been there, done that. I used to put my hands on people. I enjoyed putting that was my hobby. Putting my hands on people. I
Yeah,
enjoyed that.
yeah.
So with that being said, man, I learned what I didn't want, so I can become wiser and transform. Now I can focus on what I do want. I'm gonna hit you with something. But I'm gonna hit you with something that gonna make you think. I'm gonna hit you with something that's gonna make you give you an intra perspective. I'm gonna hit you with something that's gonna empower you. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm.
So once you, hmm, once you understood now that you facing aggression head on, we're gonna get you nowhere. I think that what got you to this point. What that sound like to you?
I mean, in a nutshell, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Once you real, I mean, yeah, because when you see what the end result is going to be continuously,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in other words, I'm tired of running my head into this brick wall,
Yeah.
and you keep fucking up and fucking up and fucking up,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then what happens? What are you getting out of it?
Right.
A headache. That's it.
Self-inflicting on top of that.
That part.
You doing it yourself. So now I we kind of started not backwards, but let's pause on that for a second.
Okay.
The parking lot that. Let's talk about I got some notes here. Where did your where did you develop your belief system from? Your bullshit, your BS belief system.
Oh wow. I mean, it's kind of easy. I mean, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I pretty much got it from my parents, from my
Okay.
upbringing, from yeah. It basically started from the home
Mm-hmm.
and from who do you see?
Mm-hmm. Your
I
environment,
had
huh?
two parents.
Uh-huh.
I had an older brother,
Mm-hmm.
and it basically started from there. But basically my mother and my father,
Mm-hmm.
and the I mean, the unfortunate part about it was that I kind of grew up in a dysfunctional home. It was domestic violence. My father was alcoholic. My mother was very strong-willed,
Mm-hmm.
and she had a voice, and she voiced it. So it kind of was a perfect storm for chaos.
Go deep on that. The perfect. So your environment was the perfect form for chaos.
Yeah, and it kind of like it threw me off,
Mm.
and it taught me how to be violent. It taught me how to it taught me how to kind of, in a sense, I was fearful,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time I had a lot of courage. I was more so like a bully in a sense. I felt like I was getting bullied,
Mm-hmm.
and in turn I turned around and I went outside
Mm-hmm.
into the world and I bullied other people.
Who was bullying you?
In a sense, I felt like my parents were.
In a sense,
Well, that's what they were doing.
I know my mom was bullying me because she wanted me to join with it so bad. So my mom used to
Oh,
fuck me up, boy.
my,
A lot of people don't believe they see it, but trouble, boy, Miss Champagne, Miss Charmaine, don't fuck up. But go
yeah.
ahead, I'm listening. I
I mean,
relate.
it's funny because
It was so called out of love, though.
yeah, I mean, I say it all the time. Like, my parents are deceased. My oldest brother's deceased, but my mother was like the only human being that I actually feared. I didn't fear my father. I didn't fear people in the street. None of that at that time.
So fear came from your mom.
Oh yeah, she.
That was my
I
next
felt
question.
like
Okay,
she was the terrorizer. When
your
she came
mom.
into a room, it was like, whoa, yeah, it was something serious going on because she
Mm.
did not play, and she exercised her physicality whenever the hell she wanted to, and that's what it
It
was.
ain't funny, but I can relate to it. My laughter ain't like a joke, but when you saying that, I can see my mama.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she was that, and it's weird because I know Miss Charmaine,
Right.
and you wouldn't see that.
We
I
talking about
think,
your mama, not my mama right now.
yeah, I could see. Well,
Let's stay on your mama.
my
We
mother
gonna talk about mama
was
later.
different. Yeah, she was tough.
Mm-hmm.
That was a tough lady. She
Talking
was
about your mama, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because Sandra Jones,
Ashe.
yeah,
Ashe.
she
Ashe.
was something serious. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, on the more serious side, yeah, she terrified me.
Ashe. Mm-hmm.
But I loved her, I respected her, and I wanted to please her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of weird because that's even like when we were playing football,
Mm-hmm.
running track and stuff, it was like I would always like, Mama, come to my games, come see me play.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, watch me run.
Mm-hmm.
And she would never do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I don't know, I just felt less than. And it was
Mm-hmm.
like, damn man, what the hell going on? And it was not a good feeling, when you sit down and you see other parents and certain situations and whatever going on,
Mm-hmm.
and you weren't getting that same type of love. You know, I can I can probably recall my mother hugging me all of 4 times maybe
Mm.
in my life, and I'm like, whoa, okay, that was just different.
Wow, let's pause for a second, brother. Like, you
It
said
it it, it wasn't there.
your mom hugged you like 4 times. You said that
Yeah,
you can recall.
yeah,
Did you hug at one of them was graduation?
yeah.
Okay, I
You
got
already
that.
know that
Okay,
was
okay,
one,
okay.
and that was just I don't know, man. Did it bother me? Yes,
Mm.
ain't no
Of
doubt
course
about
it
it. Of
makes
course, it
sense.
bothered me. But
Duh.
you learn how to put on masks.
Mm-hmm.
You put up walls, you wear masks, and you act like nothing's bothering you, and you keep it moving. But it does something to you. It makes you hard. And she believed in tough love, so
Mm.
it made us a little harder, and we kind of dealt with situations a little bit differently. We dealt with it with less compassion. I
Mm-hmm.
if somebody going through something and I see them going through it, and I'm like, hey, stop acting like a pussy. You acting like a
Mm-hmm.
bitch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that really wasn't what it was. It's like, man, you got to understand. I couldn't understand somebody really being soft at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I had a soft side
Right.
and I cried and I did it all, but I
Mm-hmm.
always did it behind closed doors. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
knew it. And whenever I cried, it was quick, fast, in a hurry. All right, get it out. Come on. All right,
Mm-hmm.
keep it
Mm-hmm.
moving.
Mm-hmm.
Because we still got that persona. You're a man, you ain't supposed to cry, you're supposed to be this way, that way, whatever. No. And then as I got older, and I think maybe you can probably attest to that, it was times where I would be open with my emotions,
Mm-hmm.
because I use you and a lot of other friends that we had in the clique.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all my family,
Mm-hmm.
So it was like if I acted out, I can act out in front of y'all, and it was cool. And back then, it was so much that I was emulating because
Mm-hmm.
again, I was taking the aggression like my mother was,
Mm-hmm.
and the attitude like
Mm-hmm.
her, and my father was an alcoholic, and
Mm-hmm.
I replayed everything that they were. I became.
You mixed it, huh?
But the weird part about it is that I became what I despised.
Mm.
And it's
Wow.
like, wow, that's crazy. And you knew it, but I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't know how to change it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like I just kept going.
Mm.
And man, you remember when we was in school, man. I mean, I tried to talk to girls, and you drunk all the time. Whoa, okay. Well, anyway, but I'm still gonna get drunk. I didn't care,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it was what it was. But it took time, and it took years and years for me to really kind of get over that hump. And it's still, it's still trying times that I deal with certain situations and certain vices, and it's every day is a learning process. But you got to try and overcome those old ways, those old habits that were instilled in you,
Mm-hmm.
and even like certain demographics has a lot to play
Of
in it.
course.
Your environment, your household, your parents, all of this stuff comes into play. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's people, places, and things.
Of course.
But
You answered so many questions. One another one was, what are you fearful of? Because this is a lot of this is because we're dealing with a lot of fear and trauma. So if we get it out and get aware of it, not only do you feel that way, other people feel that way too. And we got T saying, I believe he said his trauma came from his stepmom. He said, I don't believe she deserved the car she was dealt. He called her name. I can't really see. Hannah. She didn't play about that hell. Oh, okay. Got somebody else. Shoot, what's up? Namaste, God. What's going on? I told you I was gonna do this thing. Now we doing it. You got somebody from you still in Tampa? So I'm from Tampa. I can chime in.
okay, okay.
So what are you fearful of?
And that's funny too. It's weird because I have a a weird fear for the police.
Hold on, wait, time out. You say you got a weird. What make that? What the fuck make that weird? How many times you been arrested?
Oh God. I've been arrested over 50 times.
Well, shit, that's the motherfucking reason. Nigga say for a real reason. What the fuck made that weird?
I mean, it's no. I
So,
mean, it.
so let's
Well,
rephrase that. You have a weird way of going to jail. That's what you can say.
yeah, yeah, I did.
I think that's
I did.
I think that's a better question. You're fearful of the police, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you have a weird and you said for weirdly. Now let's go back to this. You have a weird fear of the police, right? That's the question. I asked you what you fearful of, and you said that you have a weird
Yeah. I mean,
motherfucker
it's
arrested
true.
50 times. But okay, I'm listening. Weirdly.
And the funny part about it is,
Uh-huh.
it's hard for me to look now
You good, T. Keep typing.
and see what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize like I was an asshole. And it was just I would do things almost like without thinking.
Let's pause again. So what helped you get the mirror and reflect and say, you know what? You an asshole. Like what transforming you to actually look inside, start looking outside? That's a pivotal point.
You know what?
Take your time and breathe on that.
I always did.
Oh, we did what?
Like if I just did something off the wall or just something stupid,
Mm-hmm.
I would always kind of revert back to myself and like, you know what? That was dumb as hell. That was stupid. That was fucked up what you did. Why did you talk to that person that way? Why did you treat that person that way?
You had the content inside your head.
Yeah.
How does that voice sound inside your head? Because right now we're talking about interpersonal communication. Like how's that voice inside your head sound?
It sounded like my voice.
And how
And
you
sometimes I would say it like literally I would talk to
so
myself.
the voice inside your head sound like you. It ain't got nobody else.
No, it sounded like me.
Okay, got you. I mean, and the reason why I'm saying that because a lot of people don't recognize they got a voice inside their head, and if you talk to it, it will talk back to you, and it will give you the way to fill the blank in. So when you would do something, you'll hire yourself as no, you have counsel with yourself. Basically, what you're doing, you
Yeah.
having counsel with yourself
Yeah.
about what you did was so stupid. So what kept you attached to the stupidness? Cause you went to jail like 50 times. So what kept you? Cause it's a like, what has us attached to our stupidness?
I mean, well, one was the drinking, and it was bad. It was really bad.
So the drinking, you attached to drinking.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with it.
You know, when I was just in, I was literally in the bottle, and it was like that was my escape.
How
So
that work out?
didn't work out too well. I mean, it's been times where I literally like woke up in a holding cell and didn't know what the hell I did to get there.
Mm.
I mean, with a felony charge, a
Mm.
couple of them, and like, and watch this, there it go, like, damn, you fucked up. What the, yeah, and it's one of those situations where, and then it's you there, and then I had a mother like, okay, you go to jail, don't call me because I ain't coming to get you.
Mm-hmm.
So now you really finna sit there and wed, and eventually she came and got us, you
Yeah.
know, but yeah.
Hmm. Wow. So, and this how we know it's a dis-ease because you know your mom ain't gonna come get you. You know that if you drink, you might wake up in a holding cell, but we still did it, knowing the consequences.
It's almost like I was sabotaging myself. It's almost self destruction.
Almost.
Well, it was.
Okay.
I was literally killing myself.
Slow suicide.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know. I might have sped up that process a couple of times, but yeah, I was really on that.
I'm listening to you. Go
But
ahead.
I mean, it was just it didn't. It took me to literally go to prison, not jail.
Prison.
Once I got to prison, then I'm completely by myself. And where else you gonna go besides?
You gonna either
To
go
me,
check
it's
in or check out.
that's it. I mean, you got death. That's
Yeah.
how I looked at it. Okay, I'm in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Where else can I go?
Mm-hmm.
I can go to the grave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm really not trying to go to the grave right now. So even though at times those thoughts came through my mind,
Of course.
but once I got there and I had to deal with me,
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what I did. I dealt with me
Mm.
because at that moment, at that time, I saw every bad, evil, fucked up, disrespectful, anything that was negative that I did, I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And it replayed over and over in my head. And that's when I really started looking at myself in the mirror like I didn't like what I saw.
Mm.
And that's when it was like, okay, Quincy, you got to change, bro,
Mm-hmm.
because this is not going. It's not going to work. And I've changed. I still feel like I am a major work in progress, but
We all are.
I'm definitely not that person that I was 15, 16 years ago. And I'm thankful for it. But I don't forget it. And I think a lot of people I do feel that I'm judged a lot.
By who?
Everybody. Especially like people that know me because I feel like you can't live certain things down.
Well, let me ask you a question. How you know that they're judging you?
I don't. I mean that's what I perceive in my mind.
So let's pause. Can we pause for a second?
Mm,
I don't mean to cut your wisdom, but let's pause for a second. You said that they're judging you, right?
mm.
But they not saying nothing that's judging you. You just perceive that they're judging you.
In certain instances.
Right.
But for the most part is what I perceive.
Right. So not now I understand how judgment feel because judgment leads to fearfulness. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm,
So even though that this one they're trying to understand how we have a dis-ease. Even though you're fearful of people judging you, you still did what you did. And cause what happens is, and I'm gonna show you why, because let me introduce you to your shadow side. The shadow side, the part of us that don't give a fuck and don't care about that don't care about the consequences. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
That's the shadow side, meaning when we sitting by ourselves, nobody's around, the one who just don't give a fuck. That's the shadow side because we put them away. We don't put a light of awareness on it. When we by ourselves with ourselves, that true how we truly feel, that's our shadow side. It's a no right. It's a hell of a worker, but it can't be your main authority. It can't be your master. But we can't put it away and hide it only when we're drunk or when we high or what you can. No, we got to bring it to the table
Okay.
and allow it to be a part of us. Once again, it's a double sided coin. We got two heads on it. The tail side is the shadow. Go without light, how we know it's a shadow? So why we throw the shadow part of us away, the side that we don't want people to know about, the side that we're embarrassed about? Why don't we groom it and incorporate it and bring it along with it and make it whole now, instead of shunning it? Because if I shun you, how you gonna feel?
I'm not gonna feel good at
So
all.
I think our shadow side, we shun it, we put in the closet. Oh no, I don't do that. I ain't
Mm.
that. It's the same thing. But when we learn to take the so-called darkness and mix it with the light, oh man, that's the color yin and the yang.
So we supposed to be somewhat transparent.
And on somewhat, you gotta be auto. Okay, let's say if I give you somewhat gas, I give you somewhat of 100. I give you somewhat of 1 billion. You
Yeah.
want to give you
Yeah. Yeah.
somewhat?
Yeah.
No. Only way something gonna come through if it's all the way transparent. But with the right people who want to build you up.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Because I was just gonna say, you know what that does? I mean, it makes you vulnerable.
But okay, there once here we going back again. Only way you can heal and release if you're vulnerable. If I close this bottle up, can nothing go in and go out, right? Right now, this right now is vulnerable. Something going in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got a top on there. But if I put a top on, it ain't vulnerable. But it nothing go in, nothing come out. That's how we want to be. So
Right.
whatever in there, and no more, no less gonna come out. If anything, it's gonna evaporate because can't nothing get in because the heat. It's
Mm-hmm.
water. So what's thing happening if you put the top on yourself? So you know what? I'm gonna close off. I ain't gonna be vulnerable no more. You closing off a possibility for your healing release. You closing off a possibility for you to let go of trauma. And your main thing is closing off a part of you that can actually help heal you. Is that hurt and vulnerability to actually only thing knowledge is for the mind and experience is for the body. You had all the knowledge, but you didn't experience it. You went to prison. And once
Mm-hmm.
you was in prison, you see now you had to sit still. You had no you was forced to be with you. Either you're gonna check
Yeah.
out and go
Yeah.
nuts, or
Yeah.
you're gonna check
Yeah.
you checked in, like, okay, let me own all my shit. Let me unpack all my shit. I got time. Unpack all my I got time. You tell me the funny story that you had in prison about you and the dude graduating in the early morning, you a cook. Remember that story you told me about graduating?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, can you
Yeah.
share that with the people, please, man? The comments, not all before we go to the okay, Thomas said his inside name is Philip Drummond. Get into this bag. You can be in prison and be free too. You're right. It's a physical
Yeah.
prison and it's a mental
Yeah.
prison. That's a beautiful segue. I told you he right
Yeah.
on point. Beautiful segue. So what was that conversation? Man, paint the whole picture. What you do you and what you was doing.
All right. I was working in the kitchen in the morning, and I was grill cook. So grill cooks. Once you finish, you go outside in a little cage.
In a cage.
Outside.
In
So
a
yeah,
cage.
in a cage.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, you sit out there on the little bench, smoke cigarettes, black and mild, whatever. And it's still dark outside.
Uh-huh.
You getting fresh air, whatever.
Right.
But you inside this little cage. So as everybody else go to finishing, they kind of just trickle their way out.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's a bunch of us outside.
Right.
So everybody kind of sitting around, and they start having this conversation. And the conversation was about when they dropped out of school.
When they drop out of school.
Yeah, so I mean, you just hear like,
Yeah.
oh man, I dropped out in the 8th grade. Well, I dropped out in the 10th. I dropped out in the 7th. Man, I dropped out in the 9th. Hey Q, man, when you dropped out? No, homie, I graduated. I went to college. they looked at me like I said something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just dawned on me was that it really I was a I was a fish out of water
Mm.
because I didn't realize at that moment, but that at that particular moment, that's when I realized how much
Mm.
ignorance, how much the prison system is not designed to rehabilitate. It's not designed to help. It's really not. And it's just
Not to
like,
help you.
no, it's not. It's
It help them.
that's it. And it really just made me think. Like I felt like I always heard this saying, like, you never want to be the smartest. You never want to be the smartest person in the room.
Mm.
And at that time, I literally felt like I was the smartest person in the room.
Mm.
And if you're the smartest person in the room, who you gonna learn from?
Yourself.
And I really had to. That's when it got to a point where it was like, I'm getting books sent in to me on every
Mm-hmm.
corner. I'm ordering books, and it was like that's what I started trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I can get my hands on, I read. I mean, my mother was a librarian anyway,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
but it made me really despise the penitentiary and the prison system in general, and it did something to me. It did something to me when I realized like this is how we're being treated.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they expect out of us, especially being
Wow.
melanated people.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of just dawned on me like, man, you got to make some changes, Q.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point, I really tried to make a conscious effort into changing myself into a better me. And again, like I said, it's still a work in progress, but that's where it's at.
You 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 transform. What what give us what type of tools that you use? What type of people influence you to help you in that? Because it's all about the team. You can't win a championship by yourself. It's about the team. Every team got a dream to win a Super Bowl. Only one team won the Super Bowl. So it ain't fuck a dream. It's about your team. So what tools or what team did you have to help you in your evolution, your transformation?
I mean, well, I actually was equipped with the right people, even when I was being a fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's the more time can be equipped with people.
I mean, I had very good friends,
Mm-hmm.
close friends, um, my coaches
Mm-hmm.
at the time. When I was going to church, my pastor,
Mm-hmm.
um, my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother was just and still is. I mean, she's the only living parent I have left, but she has been like that major influence on me. So she's that one that you tried definitely not to. You don't want to disrespect her.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to upset her. You don't want to do anything outside of the way. But
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, I really had that village.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was people that was always there to assist me in my growth. But once I got to the point where, like, again, once I hit prison
Mm-hmm.
and I started changing, I wanted to change. I would be more aware. In a sense, I was seeking.
Mm-hmm. What you seeking?
First and foremost, I think it was like knowledge, but then I was also seeking a sense of acceptance,
Mm.
a sense of feeling like you belong, but and a sense of self-worth. And even like me and you talked a lot. If I remember we was in high school, we kind of bumped heads a lot. And it was weird because I never really understood why. It's funny, but I mean,
It's
but
hilarious.
it oh God. It was like we was all friends. We've been friends for a long time, since high school. But and it was a bunch of us always played football together. But one thing with me and Ruben, he would sit down. I don't know. It's like I would just piss him off sometimes, and he would see. I think what it was that he was like, "Yeah, damn, I know you've been an asshole," and that's not you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could also remember you telling me one time, and it paused me.
What I told you?
He said I need to stop playing the victim role.
Oh, damn.
You remember that?
No, I don't. That's why I asked what I told you.
Yeah.
We talked so much about what stop playing the victim. Whoa. Back then in high school?
No, this was after high school.
Gotcha.
You
Okay.
said, and it was a couple of, it wasn't too far after high school. It
Mm-hmm.
was a couple of years after high school, but then we got back on it
Mm-hmm.
like a couple of years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it finally hit me.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, remember you had said, I was one of those people that would look for validation for people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like if I did something like, oh man, what you think? You think I was wrong for that?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone would look at me like, why you asking me that? And it's weird because from that time, you literally worked on me with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even do that no more.
Mm. That's what's up, brother.
And it's weird, but I was always one of those people that needed to be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
I needed somebody to sit down and say, no, you're right. No,
Mm-hmm.
you wasn't wrong for that. You right for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I needed to be validated.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't, it helped, but it was superficial.
Mm.
Now, I'm not gonna say I don't. I think everyone needs a certain level of validation in their
Of
life, but
course.
it's not that important. I validate myself.
I different say it's important if you self validate. But you said you weren't doing something. I mean, it wasn't. I was working on you. I wasn't watering weeds. I was watering your flowers.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, once I see you, man, like, what's going on with you? Like, I always, the intellectual person that you're showing today, I always saw you as that who you are right now. But when you didn't display that, I'm like, dog, like, why you doing that? Like, what's
Yeah,
going on?
yeah, yeah.
So, dude, I'm gonna sit with you, like, are you serious right now, bro? Like, you can't be serious, Q. Like, I got you on such a pedestal. You come to me like, he, like, really?
And it was weird because you actually, with you doing that, he actually was validating me.
Mm,
Once he was open and honest, say, look, Quincy, you are not this person.
mm-hmm,
And he wasn't saying it like that. He was like, come on, man. Like, you being a real ass. Like, he was just straight up. But I'm the type of person where I can respect that. And it was funny because it's kind of what I needed. And it that in itself took me back to, like how I was saying about my mother.
mm-hmm,
She was very hands-on and she was
mm-hmm,
very blunt and she was brash, but in a negative way. Now
mm-hmm.
you came the same way, but you had positivity behind it.
Solution based. I look at the well.
Yeah,
What's the solution? I'm a granddad told me, analyze situation, make the proper adjustment. So that's how I was raised in my
absolutely.
atmosphere, my environment. That was one of my tools. But go ahead.
And it was just, once I saw that, it makes you want to. It's almost like once you do something, it's almost like back in high school when I was running the hurdles. Didn't like it, didn't want to do it, and then
Mm-hmm.
once I found out, okay, whoa, I'm pretty good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you want to do a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Then you want to do a little bit more. Now
Mm-hmm.
you want to be the best at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like once you planted that seed, it's
Mm-hmm.
funny when you say you was watering the flowers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Once you planted that seed and you start watering it, okay, oh man, somebody actually see
Mm-hmm.
something good in me, because
Mm-hmm.
I was one of those my parents used to sit down and say, you're gonna be dead or in jail.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna live to be 21. You ain't gonna live to be 30, all that. And like, damn,
How old are you now?
49.
Congratulations, brother. They was wrong.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. That's what's up. That's what's
But yeah,
up.
I mean, and I do feel like that's a certain sense of accomplishment because, my kids say, Daddy, you old and this, that, and the other. Okay. Yes, I am. I'm
Say
49 years
with
old.
pride.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
no
how many people
doubt.
didn't make it?
Us in jail right now at our age, never get out.
And I do believe that,
Mm.
as a black man, it's not easy. I don't know how
That's an
many people.
understatement. It ain't easy. It ain't easy coming from yourself. That happened before you got the front door.
Right.
So it wasn't easy for us when we first came in the womb. It would never. See, that's the thing about it. Who the fuck told it was gonna be easy? That's the situation.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
me let me talk this motherfucker here and make who the fuck. Where did we get that from?
I don't know.
Once again, that's our BS, our bullshit. That where did we get our belief system from? Thinking it's supposed to be easy. No, man. If if we believe in that and it don't happen, we need to question it and find a solution for it. The solution for it was you got to update your reality.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, like it ain't easy, right? But who said it was? I question that. Like, who said it's gonna be easy? If you're looking for easy, not easy. You get the opposite. But what if?
No.
But is it worth it though?
What?
Living.
Oh, it's definitely worth it.
What?
It's definitely worth
Yeah.
it. I mean, and it's funny because people sit down and say, "Oh, life is hard. Life is hard, but it's fair." No, it's not.
Right.
Life is hard, and it's not fair. Ain't shit fair about
That's
life.
so
Not a
true.
damn thing. But we learn to deal with our situations as it comes.
Yeah.
And I heard this saying, you gotta, what is it? You gotta play with the hand that's been dealt to you.
Mm. If you playing cards.
Yeah. Because certain situations, I mean, I had it hard
Mm.
coming up. And I was envious of a lot of y'all, man, because
Mm.
I felt like, y'all had a better situation in your home than I did. And then, you know, I had a friend of mine. I don't know, you remember, we called him Google, but you remember Google. Google, Greg,
Mm.
but he was a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
You
If I
remember,
see him,
yeah.
yeah.
But his situation was worse than mine.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of one of those situations where now I felt like I had to help him, which I did. I did the
Mm-hmm.
best I could. If we going somewhere and he had no money, okay, hey man, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
man, hell, if you need to put on my clothes, yeah, you can wear that, man.
Yeah.
It didn't matter because I just wanted to make him fit in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my thing is that
You'll give him something that you didn't have.
yeah,
And that's something.
I don't like for people to feel like hell like I did. I mean, I know how I feel to wear hand-me-down clothes and have the lights off and the
Mm-hmm.
water off and your mama drink water till you're full. Hey, that was my reality.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to see nobody else go through that. So going through bullshit, it kind of creates a level of compassion for yourself and
Mm-hmm.
other people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You don't want to see anybody going through the same shit you went through. For what?
Facts.
So
Facts.
yeah, I'm kind of different and I can portray one thing, but at the same time, underneath the surface, I'm a totally different
Right.
person.
You got two sides, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah. A and
absolutely.
B, the opposition. And closing out this to what hit me earlier when I said, "Ooh, if you could talk to the younger you, what would you tell you?" Take a time on that one, 'cause I know that's a punch in the stomach.
Wow. Um, that's a tricky one there. But
Mm-hmm.
what would I say to myself? The younger
For
you.
they gave it a love, talking about for the crazy. They give us for the
Appreciate
crazy.
that.
That's
Thank
what's
you.
up, man.
No,
Love
I
for the
mean, but
crazy.
hey, and
They probably include themselves too. That's right. They do
hey,
it.
man, I don't even mind.
Yeah, I
Hey,
love
man, I
it,
got
man.
psycho on my
Yeah.
arm. It don't
Hey, but
matter.
psycho that means psychologist. psychologist, study of the brain.
Yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah.
you are psycho because you in your brain, which is a beautiful thing. You in your brain is
Hey,
a beautiful thing.
one thing I do, I love me now. And again, to go back to what you were saying as far as
The
talking
younger
to my
you,
younger self,
yeah. What would you tell your younger self if you got that
how
conversation?
Sigmund Freud said our id,
Uh-huh.
but
How who said?
Sigmund Freud.
See, don't talk about. What did they say?
No, your id is like your inner. Everybody, we kind of have that child inside of us, and honestly, I used to speak to myself. It was one of those situations where I'd be like, when I went through something, I would literally tell myself, don't worry. But I'm talking to my
Mm-hmm.
child self, like,
That inner child
you
work
ain't
you
got to
doing.
worry about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. We
Mm-hmm.
gonna be all right.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
And that was just my mentality. Like, nobody's gonna hurt me. You
Mm-hmm.
think you gonna hurt me? No,
Yeah.
keep it coming.
Yeah.
Keep it coming. I got this.
Mm-hmm.
But that was
Wow,
my
that gave me
thing.
chills.
And I
Whoa.
mean, it's weird because
It's definitely not weird.
no, no,
It's called inner child healing. What you're doing
inner child healing.
because you're telling your young child, "Hey, I got you. Don't worry about nothing." Most people not what you just said. Sigmund Freud said the id.
Mm,
That's called inner child work. What you just did naturally by yourself. Because
wow.
you're going to your young childhood wound and say, "Hey, I got you. Ain't nobody gonna hurt you." You're giving the younger you what you wish you would receive. So you've been doing this already.
Never thought about that,
Why
but
would you? Because I couldn't see, like I said, I can't see myself because my eyes look out there and look in. So you never be able to see yourself. I gotta be the mirror so you can see yourself. I gotta tell you what I see and be truthful with. Same way you the mirror for me. I can't see myself.
mm,
But you tell me, really? I'm like, but when people tell me about myself, I'm open to receive myself because I want to see myself.
right,
You
right,
feel me?
right,
So by
right.
you talking to your inner child, the conversation you will have is you've been having that conversation and had no idea. When you said I talked to my inner child,
Mm,
that's you talking to your younger self. If you could, like you still can. It's not too late. That's called inner child work. Where you go back and comfort yourself. And what conversation we had the other day? We all trying to get to our 7-year-old self.
yeah,
That's the inner child.
yeah, yeah.
That's the inner child.
And it's so funny because when I do think about anytime I think about me being vulnerable and
Mm-hmm.
things like that, or being hurt, I think of I have this picture of me and my brother
Mm-hmm.
when we were younger. And I always I know that's me, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it like I'm looking at someone else, but I
Of
know it's me.
course, of course.
Because I felt like at that time I was like, oh man, I was just vulnerable to everything.
And when you happy back then,
Yeah, I was happy as hell.
see, because you were vulnerable. That's why you want to get back to our child. You said when I looked at younger me in the picture, I know I was vulnerable as hell. And when we said, I said, when you happy, he told me, hell yeah. Remember we started earlier. Do I be vulnerable to be happy? All the
Yeah,
way half,
yeah,
partially
yeah,
vulnerable.
yeah. That
You
makes sense.
you just answered the question just then. I gotta be vulnerable as hell to be happy as hell. You answered your own
Mm,
question when we first started the podcast. Do I gotta be kind of vulnerable? You say look, and once again that's inner child meditation, inner child healing. We want to get a picture of our child self and feed them love. That's visualization. You're doing
okay.
visualization, send yourself unconditional love. Like, dang, I was vulnerable as
Yeah,
hell.
I'm working this thing already.
Yeah, and I was happy. See, I told you a genius, you ain't know it. Remember I introduced you earlier?
Nah, that's what's up.
Yeah, I'm showing you your genius and letting them. Nigga, you just reference say that name for me.
Sigmund Freud.
Right, but I told you intellectual, bro. He slipped this then. He came out and played. The professor came out and played. It's a
There it
professor
is.
here. That's why his voice and his voice. Cause who know him better than him? That's the professor. Who know me better than me? Me.
That
Maybe,
boy.
maybe this guy. Or maybe that guy. No, I think me.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cause
yeah.
see, Nike fucked everybody up. Nike said, "We gotta do some shit." But Spirit said, "Nigga, this be the shit."
That's it. I
Yeah.
like that. Just
Yeah.
being.
Just be it. Just yeah.
But you gotta be in the present.
And shit that me spiritually heightened into knowing.
Say that again.
Spirit heightens into knowing.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That's my shit. Like, get your shit together.
Yeah.
Really, when you get your
Yeah.
shit
No, you're
together, you
right.
know what
You're
I'm saying?
right. I
Mm-hmm.
like that acronym.
Yeah. Spirit heightens inner transformation. Spirit helps in a transformation. Shit. Get your shit together. Spirit helps in a transformation. I love acronyms.
Gotcha. I see that.
Get your shit together.
That
And all
part.
mine fucking up. Once again, only thing perfect is a O.
Yeah.
O. I'm not an O. So every day I strive to be my divine self. So I don't know if you finished the question, but if you could talk to your child self, what would you tell? What would that conversation be? So the first one was a home run already. I'm not noticing your home run. You got 2 home runs.
I mean, it's just, I guess, in all actuality, I would try. It's not,
Try.
that, because you got to, when I say try,
Let me see your hand. Try to shake my hand. Try. Try to shake my hand. That's trying. Right?
yeah,
Shake my hand. That's doing. So why you can't do it? Why you gotta try?
you're right.
Yeah, we gotta do it. And once it's done, you being something. When I'm trying something, I'm trying to do something. Yeah, what I'm trying to do, if I
Yeah,
just be
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Just be that conversation. Go ahead, finish, brother.
I guess,
Sorry for cutting your wisdom.
I would tell me to be aware, be
Mm-hmm.
attentive,
Mm-hmm.
to be open, to be
Mm.
honest with myself, to not put on masks, do not put up walls.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell myself to love myself first and foremost,
Mm.
because
Wow.
that's something that
What,
it
what
took me many years
what
to
type
love
of
myself.
love?
Unconditional,
That's important.
unconditional.
No conditions involved, man.
And the crazy thing about it is that the love that I had for myself had conditions to it. Now it's just, I love me, no matter what the hell goes on. I'm
Mm.
still gonna love me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna kick myself when I'm down. For what?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody else gonna do that.
Right. Facts.
So
I don't need no help with that.
no, no. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Just
Bro, all I can say is that this been heavy, and this surpassed our first one that we didn't get on tape.
yeah, yeah,
This
yeah. That
right
was
here,
good.
look forward to this very often. And each time we do have this, the camera gonna get better, the background gonna get better. So this bad waters, man, like you gonna watch us grow. As I'm watching this, I'm editing mentally in my mind. What can we add to make it better? Constantly growing. CEO, constantly evolving oneself. And I'm gonna ask you, audience, are you watering your weeds or are you watering your flowers? Think about it. I'm gonna say this right here. Your weeds are the thoughts are not gonna prepare you to your higher self. They self doubt, they neglect, they fear, it's anger. But when you water your flowers, it's blissness, it's joy. Fuck happiness, because happiness can get evade you like a flat fucking tire. It's
Mm,
joy, it's blissness, it's abundance. Are we watering flowers of that, or are we watering our weeds? So if you water your weeds, you're gonna get more weeds.
mm,
Or if you water your flowers, you're gonna get more self-love. You're gonna get more self-validation, which raise your self-esteem. And when we do that, somebody tells us no, it's not gonna deflate us. He ain't telling me no, he ain't saying no to that situation. That's not the finish line. Football ain't won at halftime. You tell me no, that's on the halftime. This
yep.
one, what we do is right here. 4 quarter, man. That was most
There it
important.
is.
They
Yeah,
don't put 2 fingers.
yeah,
They talking about peace.
yeah, yeah.
4 quarter, boy. You know what time it is. This we win the
Oh
game.
yeah, it's time to
So
grind.
right now, bro, honestly, when you get 40, you start over. You're 9 years old. You take the 4 off, and you're 9 years old because of your wisdom. So you're
Mm,
not 40, you're actually 9. You turn back to a child again. So you only in the second quarter, bro.
okay.
After you start, actually, you didn't start in the first quarter because your first half is over. Now you got the second half, remember? You're
Mm,
almost 50. You feel me? It's only the third quarter, bro. And the third quarter just started. What we said, boy, you got plenty of time now, boy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So if you live to be 100, you got 50 more years to revamp something, right?
Mm,
Thank you for that, Spirit. We need to go back to that judgment part, right? Judgment. We're talking about people judging you. You assuming it.
Mm,
76% of our environment contributes to our behavior, our mannerisms, right?
mm,
If we're in a house that's so judgmental, it builds a BS system, which is belief system that I'm always being judged because you constantly judging yourself. Make sense?
mm,
So when you switch from judging to understanding because you're put in different situations, you stop judging yourself and people start judging you too because you shift your perspective on judgment.
mm.
You went to more of an understanding.
Okay.
I can only hold one energy at a time. I can either hold understanding or judgment. But if I do judge you, I'm gonna judge you from a understanding, man. I'm not gonna judge you from an ignorant, just seeing you and judging you. No, I'm gonna judge you from understanding. Let me talk to you because there's nothing wrong with judgment. It's when you judge with inadequate information. That's when it makes it. That what makes it incorrect,
Right.
unhealthy, I should say, because I believe in non-duality. No right, no wrong, no to an extent. Because if I'm right, I make you wrong. I don't like the way you feel. If I win, you lose. Why both of us can be winners? That's what I mean by non-duality.
Right. Right. Right.
Not saying my story more important than your story. Both of us have a central column that we stand on, and we are both correct. We are both in the league. We are both winners. We're not a participation trophy because we're healing ourselves.
Okay. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
healing ourselves by being vulnerable, by getting back to our childlike self, and to release the judgment. Because I should judge myself all the time based on how I feel, and most of the time, how we feel it isn't real.
No.
It's perpetuated through our
Yeah.
environment,
And
through
it's not
being
good
bullied at
most
home.
of the time.
95% of the time, listen. 90% of the bullshit that we concerned about is gonna happen only happen 10% of the time. That's a hell of a ratio, right?
Yeah.
So 10% of shit happens. So what do we? So we are misinvesting out of 90%. Seems like you transform your energy investment to inside yourself, my brother. And not only could I see that, the world could see that how you transform. How it took for
Mm.
you to have courage to have self reflection and stop being the victim. You know how hard it is for a million man to own this shit, to change your belief system, to go against the grain, to be the black sheep. And being a black sheep is a beautiful thing because we know sheep come white, right?
Yeah.
So it's only one in a million chance you become a black sheep. So how could being a black sheep be bad? That's a phenomenon. You an enigma. You one of one. But we thought it was bad. I'm the
Yeah.
black sheep of the family. Okay, that means you're a billionaire. You just got so much money in the bank can't cash it because that bank gonna be bankrupt, cash you a motherfucking check. So what's wrong with that? So when you look at yourself from a higher standpoint, it look good in the penthouse compared to the fourth floor or the seventh floor.
Mm.
But when you think you in the seventh floor, but you're in the penthouse, it's an illusion. So now you're able to take that veil off your eyes and see life for what it really is. Can you see yourself now?
I definitely can.
Is there any last word from the professor that you want to any jewels, any any tools that helped you in that funk when you feeling down in that dark place? Can you share a tool with us that you use and somebody might be able to appreciate and use that might save their life? Cause we're building toolboxes here, brother.
I think what I've always
Spiritual
done.
toolbox. I apologize.
Okay. Positive reinforcement, but it's within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes I would get mad,
Mm-hmm.
but within my anger, I try and turn that anger into something positive. It's like I remember back when I was a Christian, I was going to church, and the pastor had a sermon called "Out of the Eater
Mm-hmm.
bringeth forth meat,"
Mm-hmm.
meaning out of every. It was talking about how I think it was a dead carcass or a skull or whatever, and it was a honeycomb, a
Mm-hmm.
beehive or something
Mm-hmm.
inside of it. But out of the eater bringeth forth meat.
Mm-hmm.
Out of something bad,
Mm-hmm.
there can always be something good that comes out of that situation.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I would like to tell people that, look, whenever you're going through a bad situation, understand that that saying is true. Like, things work for your good, for
Mm-hmm.
your greater good at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
you just got to find out exactly what it is. Understand the situation you're in. Analyze it. Don't dwell on it too long. Analyze it, focus on it, make adjustments, and keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, when I was in the military, it's always suck it up and drive on, soldier. You cannot sit there and cry with spilled milk. You got to keep going. That's it.
To sum that up, we spoke about how long am I going to stay in this emotional response. So when life happens, we have an emotional response to it. How long am I going to sit in this response to this particular emotion, energy, and emotion that just happened?
Mm,
It's going to be 3 months, 3 hours, 3 days, 10 years. Because most of us are still in an emotional response that leaves us traumatized, that leaves us having self doubt, that leads to depression, anxiety, suicide. I'm here to tell you, man, we are here to allow the glory of the Most High to shine through and show you by example, by painting a picture, it can be done in this vessel. I'm gonna leave this right here. When you think about when Yahshua got crucified and he died, when he did rise again, and Lady Magdalene ran past him crying, and she thought, "Oh, Yahshua, they killed Yahshua." I'm saying again, she ran past him crying, and when he spoke, he like, "Oh, I'm right here." She didn't identify him because the spirit left that body but housed another body. But she knew who he was when he spoke. What I'm saying is the spirit lives in our breath, and when we vibrate words, we speak spells on people. So it's not the body, it's the spirit. Lady Madeline did not know who Yahshua was when he resurrected because he took another body. Like you get a new car. You get a new car, put tents on it, you had a yellow Hummer. Now you got something different. Some
mm,
jazzy like. You feel me? So now he switched cars. I didn't know he was. He wrote the window down. Same thing with the spirit, man. We switched the body. So it's not about the body. It's about the spirit. Take care of your spirit, and your spirit gonna take care of your body. Remember, your wellness is your breath. And remember, next time we start, matter of fact, right now, that time we end with a meditation,
yeah.
just 2 minutes, and you join in to a meditation with your eyes open. If you're driving, I wouldn't advise it. Or we can just sit here. Hey man, we gotta give a disclaimer on the Namaste Thug and Professor Q told us to you ain't tell your motherfucking thing. I told you to pull the fuck over. Pull the fuck over.
Yes,
Hey, don't
please.
text and drive. So you tried to give a name Professor Q, man. You accept that?
Yeah,
Professor Q.
gladly.
And they called me I don't know, you can't give yourself a nickname, man, but someone called me a doctor before. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm talking about.
So I accept that and Shalom stay. That's Shalom and Namaste mix.
I
That's
like
my
that.
word. Shalom stay. And Namaste means the God in me, see the God is within you. And Shalom just means peace. The King of Shalom, Melchizedek. I'm just saying, throwing something out there. The Prince of Shalom. So let peace be within, and wherever you go, peace be without. Namaste, thug. Your wellness. I almost forgot. I almost did it in a again. Our meditation. You're gonna
Hmm.
close. Just 60 seconds just to center yourself. You want to sit up nice and tall because the spine is the information highway. We want to only breathe in and out our nostrils because we breathe in our nose, out our mouth. That's going to deal with the amygdala, which is the flight or flight. Like, oh shit, I'm about to die. So when you think you're about to die, you gonna get all your belongings, like putting the fire alarm. You're gonna get all your belongings and haul ass when you breathe in your nose, out your mouth. When you breathe in your nose and out your nose only, it's prefrontal cortex. The frontal higher evolved part of your brain that deals with mental clarity, focus, and it connects both lobes of the brain. Actually, so now you're not having that mental fog. Ready? That's just 2 minutes, 60 seconds. Ready? Inhale, exhale. And I even count backwards. Inhale for 3 seconds, 4 seconds, three, two, 1, 0. A brief hold, and I exhale. Three, two, 1, 0. Find your own rhythm and your own pace. I'm just showing the cadence. Let's begin. Inhale, slight hold, exhale. And every time we exhale, we want to feel some part of our body just relax, just sink in. If you catch your mind wandering nowhere with thought, just kind of smile, bring it back to the breath. Remember, unconditional self-love, nurturing. Whatever you're feeling, just allow yourself to be the sky. Your thoughts be the clouds. Let them just pass through you. You see a little gray, that's a cumulus cloud. And feel some energy. Let it rain. Let it release. Let it get back white. Get back to its height. Last inhale. Our breath connects us. No matter where you are, what you're doing, we're connected. Inhale. 3, 2, 1, 0. Breathe hold. Exhale. 3, 2, 1, 0. Come back to your body. Just wiggle your arms and wiggle your fingers. Man, that's how you charge that battery. That's called spiritual fitness for me. Sit down and allow yourself just to breathe and be. Wait till next week, man. I don't know how we gonna do them, but this is what we gonna do. Like I say, any suggestions, any thoughts? Thank you for being the first inaugural
My
guest
pleasure. My pleasure.
on this show. That for you know we're gonna have an audience of billions of people, bro. Start from this 2 people, man.
Sounds good to me.
The best thing I can tell you about it is how the invisible becomes visible is Empire State Building. That was in his mind invisible first.
Mm.
He saw he got a blueprint, now it's visible. So we're gonna tap into the invisible and
Okay.
make it visible. So not only do I see me having a show, I see him having a show as well too. Trust me, man. Peace and belief. Hey, you got no peace sign together because it's an illusion. We can never have peace if we're separate. We got to be one to have peace. Now I'm gonna say Thug, True Heart on the God, Professor Q. We out. Until next week, breathe like your life depends on it. Cause guess what? It does. Namaste, Thug. Peace.